Hello, welcome to TiEcon Live 2008. I'm Shobna. I'm here today with Mike Malone. Hello, welcome
Hi,
to TiEcon Live.
Good to see you.
Same here. Could you start by introducing yourself to our viewers?
Okay, well, I'll take the microphone. I'm Mike Malone. I've been covering Silicon Valley, I think, longer than anybody alive. I was the world's first daily high-tech reporter, and over the years I've written or co-written 17 books about Silicon Valley. I ran Forbes ASAP magazine. And right now, I write editorials for the Wall Street Journal. I'm a columnist for ABC News, and I write books.
Great. So I assume you meet a lot of interesting people, a lot of entrepreneurs. So who are some of the most interesting people you've met or interviewed?
I was figuring out the other day, I have met just about every major figure in the history of electronics, all the way back to Fred Terman, Hewlett and Packard, Noyce Grove and Moore, the beginning of Intel, all the way up to Elon Musk and Evan Williams, Max Palevsky. I just wrote a piece on him for Portfolio magazine. So I guess I've seen just about everybody for 60 years of Silicon Valley. Though I don't look that old, do I?
Not at all. And you moderated a session with Elon this morning. I saw he entered in his car, a very stylish entry. Could you give us a summary of what you talked about?
Elon's an interesting guy. He's a real character. I wore a suit and tie today because I knew he wouldn't. I knew he'd show up in a t-shirt. I figured it'd be all black. That's his usual style. Elon's unique because of all the entrepreneurs I've ever met, except for the real old guys, the ones from the 1930s, he's the most hands-on, traditional tinkerer entrepreneur. He's more like Thomas Edison than he is like, you know, the latest generation, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world, who are just dealing with social networks or code. Elon builds stuff. He builds cars. He builds rockets. I mean, he's like living out every guy's 9-year-old fantasy. I mean, he's a rocket man, and he builds sports cars. I like him. I knew that the trick with Elon is he's so smart. I mean, if you notice, he talks so fast, you could actually take that interview and slow it down by a third, and you'd understand about half again more than what you heard listening to him talk. So the crucial thing with Elon, I've known him a number of years, is that you just keep asking him more questions. So you don't come with 20 questions, you come with 60 questions, because you know that Elon's just going to fill the thing up with information, so you just keep moving as fast as you can. His arrival was spectacular. I mean, most guys, even the big flamboyant ones, just show up with fancy suits on, but Elon showed up with his own car. I mean, to drive into St. Clair Convention Center in a brand new Tesla was quite a sight. And I don't know about you, but that thing is so quiet. I kept waiting for him to start the car. And then it just came in silently. I thought, oh my gosh, it's rolling, and he doesn't know it. And then I realized he was actually driving the thing. It's that quiet.
So when you talk to all these entrepreneurs, what are some of the hot trends that are in? Probably renewable energy is one of them, but what are the other?
The hot trends. You know, interestingly, we talk about green technology, but I don't really see that many entrepreneurs in things like solar cells, because you really have to have a lot of capital to get going into that world. So we see Elon in it, we see TJ Rogers at Cypress Semiconductor. You know, that costs tens and tens of millions of dollars. I'm still seeing an awful lot of Web 2.0 startups, mostly applications now. Nobody's really trying to create the next Facebook, but they are trying to niche market Web 2.0. And then the big thing is going to be Web 3.0, because you got to figure out how to make money off of Web 2.0. I mean, it's one thing to have 100 million people in your community, but if they're getting it all for free, you don't have a business. So they've got to figure out how to transform participants into customers. And that's the great challenge of the rest of this decade for everybody.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Back to you, studio.